If you use AI coding and it feels amazing for day one, but then 2 days later you're stuck in a mess of broken code, this video is for you. Because vibe coding is fast, but it's also the fastest way for you to build a code base nobody wants to touch. And the fix is not a better prompt or a smarter model. The fix is a small set of rules that force the agent to behave like a production engineer. In my AI coding workflow video, I showed the step-by-step process we use to build real production apps while maintaining clean codebase. This video is a shortcut. These are my top 5 AI coding rules that let us ship 2 times faster. And I can actually back this up. Unlike other YouTubers who sell you code-based singularity but don't actually ship anything themselves, we are building a platform, not selling you courses. We release multiple updates every single week, and more than 90% of the code in our team is written by AI, not by our developers. Yet the architecture stays consistent and maintainable, all simply because all of our coding agents follow the same rules, like trains on tracks. You can go insanely fast with vibe coding, but only if you have rails. So in this video, I'll walk you through the 5 rules that create those rails, and you can add them to any AI coding agent or IDE in under 10 seconds, which I'll also show you how to do at the end. But first, here's the problem. Agentic engineering is incredible. It's the fastest way for us to build software without hiring human software engineers. But wait, what is this? Salesforce regrets firing 4,000 experienced staff last year and replacing them with AI? Oops, that's what typically happens. Everything feels clean at the beginning, but over time, as your code base grows, it turns into an absolute mess. You see, on YouTube, every tutorial starts from scratch, so each project is at most a few thousand lines of code. On our platform today, we have around 400,000 lines of code, and we change roughly 15,000 lines of code per week. So if all of our agents and all of our team members don't follow the same rules, after 15,000 lines of code changes, we won't be coding faster. We will just be creating a bigger mess faster. And I personally know multiple people who ran into this exact trap and then had to spend months refactoring the code after. And although these rules won't completely eliminate the chances of that happening to you, they will help you to reduce the mess significantly and still ship much faster than was ever possible before. So if you only take one thing away from this video, take this. When the agent does something wrong, do not fix the code. Don't tell it what to do next. Work on the rules that allowed it to happen, and then attempt the same prompt again. This is what actually makes you go faster over time. Alright, now here's the rule number 1, the 1-3-1 technique. This is my favorite one because it saves you the most time. It helps you avoid getting stuck and going back and forth with an agent for 20+ messages. So here's the rule, 1-3-1. When stuck, provide 1 clearly defined problem, give 3 potential options for how to overcome it, and 1 recommendation. Do not proceed implementing any of the options until I confirm. So next time when the agent doesn't know how to proceed, instead of guessing and writing more garbage code, it stops and reconsiders all the possible approaches. It honestly feels like magic the first time agent does it for you. So here's the real example. The agent was prompted to add a new feature and it isn't sure where it belongs. So it stops and gives you a clean problem, 3 possible options, and its recommendation. Option 1, add it to the existing services folder. Option 2, create a new features module for that feature. Option 3, collocate it with other similar classes that use it. Recommendation, option 1, because it matches our service-based architecture. And so all that I need to do right now is simply tell this agent which option I choose. So I literally just send 1 number and then the agent immediately continues. And if it's off track, you'll also immediately see that the problem definition or the options simply do not make sense. This is why our whole team absolutely loves this rule. It shortens the feedback cycle between you and the agent. So the next time the agent gets stuck, you don't guess and shoot in the dark. You actually see all of the possible solutions and exactly what the agent is thinking. And by the way, if the agent forgets to use this rule, which definitely does happen with smaller models, you can explicitly tell it 1-3-1 this, and it will immediately switch back into that mode. Okay, rule number 2, dry. Don't repeat yourself. And this one is one of the best development practices with or without AI. But with AI, it's even more important. Because the moment you have repeated code, you multiply the chance of bugs. If something needs to change in 2 places, it's very easy for AI to forget to change one of them. If something needs to change in 5 places, then the chance that AI is going to forget that is 5 times more. And so the next time you ship a new feature, some other old functionality randomly breaks. So here's the rule. Dry, critical, don't repeat yourself. If you are about to start writing repeated code, stop and reconsider your approach. Refactor often. Here's a real example. Let's say that the agent is adding a new tool for another agent on our platform, and it needs some basic input validation. Without dry, it starts copying that same validation logic into multiple tools files. Then later, you start a new chat and you tell it to adjust the validation rules in one place. And of course, just like any AI, it does exactly what you tell it to do. So it only changes it in one place. Now you have inconsistent behavior across tools, leading to production errors. While if we turn this rule on, the agent should stop and refactor. It proposes extracting a shared validate query function and puts it into the utils directory. Now all your tools inherit from it. And the next time you tell another agent to change something, the rest of your tools won't break. This is how dry helps you to ship faster. Less duplicated code means less bugs and more reliability. Rule number 3, TDD, test-driven development. And this is where AI coding agents become really powerful. AI has made the most progress in coding in 2025 for one simple reason. Code can be verified. Unlike subjective tasks like creative writing, there's always a right and a wrong answer in code. So an agent can try something, check if it's correct, and keep going for as long as needed until it gets the correct answer. But before we can fully use this benefit, the agent, of course, needs to know what the correct answer even is. And tests are how it knows that. If the agent creates a test first, which describes what the correct solution should look like, you can be sure that it will stay on track until it solves it, even if it gets overloaded with context during the process. So here's my rule. TDD, critical, backend only. Always test first. Before writing any code, you must always check the tests. For new features or adjustments to existing features, always either create a new test or adjust an existing one. Follow the same testing patterns. Confirm the test with the user before implementing it. Here's a real example. On our platform, we have integrations, places where our agents can work, like Slack or web apps. Let's say we want to add Discord. Without TDD, it will just start coding, and you'll only find out what's wrong at the end. With TDD, however, the agent starts by writing the tests. It writes the tests that check that the messages are sent and received correctly. Then it asks you for your review. And by the way, reading the tests is much easier than reading the actual feature implementation. A well-written test doesn't even require you to know any programming. It literally reads like a story. Now, does this guarantee that you'll never have any bugs in production again? Of course not, but it does guarantee that the basic functionality of what you wanted to build at least works as expected. Additionally, these tests will keep running in the future, so you'll know immediately if a new agent breaks something that was already working before. So the more tests you have, the faster you can ship. Rule number 4, continuous learning loop. I believe one of the biggest trends in 2026 will be continual learning. Agents and LLMs that learn over time. However, you don't have to wait for some new groundbreaking model architecture. You can start utilizing this capability even now, simply by architecting proper context. Because context is the new mode. Teams that invest into context ship faster over time. Teams that don't keep shipping the same generic AI slop. So here's the rule. Continual learning. When you encounter conflicting system instructions, new requirements, architectural changes, or missing or inaccurate code-based documentation, always propose updating the relevant rules files. Do not update anything until the user confirms. Ask clarifying questions if needed. Essentially, this rule makes your agents automatically tell you when the context needs to be updated. This way, your agents don't hit the same wall more than once and keep improving over time. However, note that this rule doesn't let the agent update the rules files by itself. First, I don't think we're there yet, and second, in my experience, this only increases the amount of AI slop. What I actually tell all our developers is that the only thing that they should be working on manually is the rules. Everything else should be done by AI. Because if AI updates its own rules without any extra context, it simply makes it worse. So here's an example. We recently moved to resend for emails. So imagine you ask the agent to integrate resend for email sending. The agent starts reading the codebase and it's not sure where to place the new class because of conflicting patterns. It could be in services folder, it could be in the documents, or it could be in the util folder. So instead of just guessing and implementing another random pattern, it stops and proposes a rules update. Something like all third-party integrations must be placed in services and extend base API wrapper class. Then you have to provide more context, like for example, how to properly structure these folders, or for example, where the environment keys should be loaded from. And after that, the agent updates the rules files. And then here's the key part, you have to revert back to the same message. So you don't keep chatting with the agent after updating the rules. Instead, you revert back before the mistake, and then you try again. If it works on the first try, your context is now clear. If it proposes another rules change, something is still missing. So you repeat the same process again until the rules are absolutely clear. This is how you make your agents better over time. Everyone today has access to the same models. What matters is not the models, but the context that you've built around them. Rule number 5, start with a plan. And this one is quite obvious. Great developers always plan before they code, but the way it works is actually very interesting. Because those plans and to-do lists that you see in those coding agents like Claude Code or Cursor don't just break down the work into smaller pieces. They also automatically remind the agents about what to do next. There's a system reminder that looks like this. If the list is empty, it reminds Claude that it can create one if needed. If it's not empty, it sends the current and the next to-do items. This message is invisible to the user and it is sent every 15 or so tool calls. So essentially, if one step turns out to be challenging and consumes way too much context, the system will remind Claude about what to do next. This prevents the so-called context rot, where the agent drifts off track on prolonged tasks. So here's the full rule. Planning. For complex, multi-step tasks, first create a plan and a to-do list for yourself before you start writing any code. Very simple, but this actually does unlock another big thing. Running multiple agents in parallel. Because once you trust the agent to stay on track, you can actually run multiple in parallel. And this is where your productivity really skyrockets. Or you can even go and do something completely different. This is the power of these rules. They allow you to focus on something else and actually trust your agents while they are working on your codebase. Now let me show you how you can quickly install all of these rules globally so they apply to every project by default. For Claude Code, you simply have to run 2 commands. The first command is to create a folder, and the second one is to create the global Claude MD rules files. Once that file exists, you can simply copy and paste all the rules inside. In Cursor, you go to Settings, then Rules, and paste them under the user rules. Cursor also, by the way, supports team rules, which is an incredibly helpful feature if you are working with a team. This is where I personally store all of these rules. In Windsurf, you open Cascade, go to Customizations, then Rules, and add a global rules block. In OpenCode, you run these 2 commands, and in Codex, you run these 2. That's literally all it takes. And if you want the exact rules file so you can just copy and paste it for each AI coding agent, grab it from our free school community. And for the full step-by-step workflow behind all these rules, check out my AI coding workflow video next. This one goes deeper into the architecture and test-driven development. I'll see you on the other side.